What if the untapped power of your brain goes far beyond what you've been led to believe? Where neuroscience is now revealing hidden capabilities that could redefine the very limits of human intelligence. What if the true key to unlocking that power isn't raw intelligence, but something far more than you've imagined? The questions we dare to ask and the curiosity we choose to nurture. Curiosity is the drive to explore, to question, and to understand is more than a personality trait. That's why in this video we'll uncover how curiosity and intelligence are more deeply intertwined than most people realize. We'll trace their hidden history, from ancient wisdom to modern neuroscience. We'll explore how curiosity shapes memory, drives scientific discovery, fuels creativity, and how intelligence amplifies our capacity to question, explore, innovate, and much more. By the end, you'll see why curiosity isn't just a spark of interest, it's the engine that fuels intelligence itself. So stay tuned and be prepared for what we uncover next. Curiosity has been recognized as a cornerstone of intelligence for thousands of years. Socrates said, "Wisdom begins in wonder," highlighting that intelligence starts with asking questions, not just having answers. So here's a question: what happens when unshakable curiosity collides with the limits of society? Hypatia of Alexandria, a mathematician and philosopher in the 4th century Egypt, has pushed the boundaries of algebra and astronomy despite the societal restrictions, and shown that her curiosity enabled groundbreaking thinking. She's also one of the earliest female scholars that challenged the limits of philosophy and mathematics, simply because she refused to stop questioning the nature of numbers, celestial movements, and the principles underlying geometric forms. Similarly, Ibn al-Haytham, a medieval Arab scientist often called the father of optics, radically redefined our understanding of vision through relentless inquiry, driven not by wealth or power but by curiosity. He used empirical observation and curiosity-driven experimentation to revolutionize optics centuries before the Renaissance. Hildegard of Bingen, a medieval abbess, studied medicine, music, and cosmology, connecting disciplines no one thought could belong together. Leonardo da Vinci's notebooks reveal an insatiable curiosity across anatomy, engineering, and art, blending observation and imagination to uncover new truths. Galileo's fascination with the heavens challenged established dogma, driving innovations in astronomy and physics. Ada Lovelace imagined the future of computation, using curiosity to see possibilities in machines that others could not. She was the first to publish Alger's algorithm intended for a machine, a step-by-step method for the engine to calculate Bernoulli numbers. Lastly, Aristotle explored philosophy, biology, and ethics, using relentless questioning to build frameworks that still influence thinking today. He wrote that all men by nature desire to know, framing curiosity as an innate mechanism for developing intelligence. His concept of thelma, or wonder, reinforces the idea that curiosity primes the mind for learning and discovery, forming the foundational link between questioning and intelligence itself. All these figures show that curiosity isn't just a trait, it's the engine that fuels discovery and intelligence across history. Their pursuit of questions created a foundation that later allowed science and philosophy to merge into what we now consider structured intelligence. So, what exactly is curiosity beyond these historical examples? To understand how it connects to intelligence, we must first explore curiosity in its purest form, just like historical thinkers connected curiosity to learning. So, let's find more about it next. Intelligence is often measured by IQ, reasoning, and problem-solving skills, but these metrics miss the most crucial driver: curiosity. Curiosity is more than idle interest. It's a cognitive emotion triggered by the recognition of gaps in our knowledge. Psychologist George Loewenstein's information gap theory suggests that curiosity arises when we become aware of something we don't know but feel capable of learning. This gap becomes uncomfortable, pushing us to seek answers, almost like scratching an itch in the mind. Neuroscientists at University College London observed that individuals high in trait curiosity showed greater resilience against cognitive decline with age, suggesting that a curious mind is one that stays sharper for longer. And since it isn't just a psychological drive, it physically rewires the brain. When we encounter something intriguing, dopamine is released in the hippocampus and midbrain, which is enhancing learning, memory retention, and cognitive flexibility. This neural activity demonstrates that curiosity directly strengthens the biological foundation of intelligence. Studies reveal that curiosity not only drives us to seek new information, but also increases the depth of learning. In 2014, researchers at UC Davis found that when people were curious about a subject, their brains released more dopamine, boosting activity in the hippocampus, the center for memory. In other words, curiosity literally wires the brain to remember better. A Columbia University study found that curiosity increased activity in memory-related brain areas, meaning that the more curious a person is, the more effectively their brain stores and recalls information. Additionally, curiosity-driven exploration enhances neuroplasticity, allowing the brain to form new connections that improve problem-solving, critical thinking, and adaptive intelligence. Interestingly, curiosity doesn't just improve memory, it can also enhance incidental learning, meaning we unconsciously retain information unrelated to our original query. This illustrates a hidden aspect of intelligence. Curiosity primes the brain to absorb far more than what we deliberately seek, thus creating a link of knowledge that fuels our cognitive growth. But curiosity doesn't exist in a vacuum. Once questions lead to answers, that knowledge forms the building blocks of what we call intelligence. If you're fascinated by the hidden links between curiosity and intelligence video so far, hit that like button and make sure to subscribe now so you never miss more videos unlocking the mysteries of the human mind. Intelligence. Intelligence has fascinated thinkers for centuries. Traditionally measured through IQ tests, intelligence is often seen as problem-solving ability, logical reasoning, and abstract thought. Yet, modern psychology paints a far richer picture than people would ever realize. Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences, for instance, expands the concept beyond logic and math to include linguistic, musical, interpersonal, and even bodily kinesthetic intelligence. This means intelligence isn't a single trait, but a spectrum of cognitive strengths. Robert Sternberg's triarchic theory breaks intelligence into three types: analytical, creative, and practical. Analytical intelligence measures problem-solving, logical reasoning, and the ability to evaluate complex ideas. It's the form of intelligence most closely tied to traditional IQ tests, yet it represents only one dimension of the human mind's potential. Creative intelligence involves generating novel solutions, adapting ideas in unique ways, and connecting seemingly unrelated concepts to spark innovation. It's the kind of intelligence that drives breakthroughs in art, science, and technology, often flourishing where conventional logic alone falls short. Practical intelligence helps us navigate everyday life, applying knowledge and experience to real-world situations. It's the common sense wisdom that allows us to adapt, make decisions under pressure, and translate ideas into effective action. What's most striking is that many of these abilities thrive when individuals are actively engaged, motivated, and exposed to new experiences, conditions that sparks their curiosity. Neuroscientific research reveals that intelligence relies heavily on the brain's prefrontal cortex, the brain's command center. Using fMRI scans show that higher fluid intelligence correlates with more efficient connectivity in this region, allowing the brain to switch between tasks and think flexibly. Intelligence, in other words, is the ability to adapt to complexity, absorb new knowledge, and apply it in different contexts. The rest comes from traits like perseverance, emotional regulation, and yes, curiosity. Another surprising insight: neuroscientists discovered that intelligence can be hindered by too much knowledge. When the brain clings to established patterns, it resists novel solutions. Sometimes less information and more flexible thinking led to breakthroughs. Still, on the flip side, People with high intelligence are statistically more prone to overthinking and anxiety, as their enhanced awareness of possibilities can create mental traps. This suggests that intelligence isn't always an advantage unless paired with traits like curiosity to break free of rigid loops. This rewiring is part of a larger feedback loop. Curiosity pushes intelligence, and intelligence sparks curiosity. But here's the key. While intelligence gives us the tools to solve problems, curiosity is often what supplies the problems in the first place. Together, they form a powerful feedback loop, which we will discuss next. Curiosity and intelligence create a sort of self-reinforcing dynamic loop with one another. Each discovery creates new questions, continuing the cycle. This loop explains why the most innovative thinkers are also often the most curious. The intelligence grows hand in hand with curiosity, proving the two are inseparable. Curiosity and intelligence don't just coexist, they feed off each other. Curiosity sparks new learning, and intelligence gives us the tools to apply it. This creates a self-reinforcing cycle. The more we explore, the more we understand, and the more capable we become of tackling even bigger mysteries. Research on the information gap theory shows humans experience a psychological drive to close gaps in knowledge. As intelligence grows, the brain recognizes more gaps, prompting even stronger curiosity. This cyclical relationship explains why innovators, scientists, and creative thinkers often exhibit both high intelligence and intense curiosity. So, here's how the hidden feedback link actual works for the viewers. Curiosity feeds your intelligence, while intelligence expands your curiosity. A curious mind gathers knowledge, information, which makes it smarter. A smarter mind seeks intelligence questions, which fuels more curiosity. That's the feedback loop, which explains how thinkers, inventors, artists, and even you are able to push human knowledge forward. Even historical figures embody this loop, like Charles Darwin, Nikola Tesla, Mary Anning, and Confucius. Marie Curie's relentless exploration of radioactivity expanded both her knowledge and the questions she pursued, with radioactivity led to experiments, discoveries, and deeper questions expanding both her knowledge and her curiosity. Even Einstein's relentless questioning reshaped the understanding of physics and sparked new explorations in the mind. As we learn and satisfy our curiosity, we encounter new questions leading to further exploration. This cycle propels intellectual growth and innovation. This feedback loop is not limited to historical figures. In modern times, individuals who engage in lifelong learning and remain curious tend to experience continuous cognitive development and adaptability, traits essential for thriving in an ever-changing world. Modern research confirms that lifelong learners who engage curiosity-driven practices maintain cognitive flexibility, problem-solving ability, and creativity well into adulthood. This loop illustrates a hidden mechanism behind intelligence. Curiosity doesn't just accompany intelligence, it creates and sustains it. But if curiosity and intelligence feed off each other, what does research tell us about their measurable impacts? Does science prove this loop actually exists? If you're fascinated by the hidden links between curiosity and intelligence, don't just watch, get involved. Hit that like button to fuel the algorithm, drop a comment with your own thoughts or questions, and make sure to subscribe so you never miss more videos unlocking the mysteries of the human mind. Your curiosity keeps this community alive. Now, back to the video. Research says yes. A landmark study in psychological science followed students for years and found that those high in curiosity consistently outperformed peers of equal IQ, showing that curiosity acted like a multiplier of intelligence. In neuroscience experiments at the University of California, Davis revealed that when people learn about subjects they're curious about, their memory retention spikes by up to 30%, thanks to dopamine pathways that keep the brain in a heightened state of readiness. Charles Darwin described himself as not the smartest, but as the most inquisitive, and his relentless question produced a theory that reshaped biology. Similarly, Richard Feynman, a Nobel Prize-winning physicist, credited his breakthrough to pleasure in finding things out rather than innate genius. You see, the message is quite clear. Curiosity doesn't just complement intelligence, it actively strengthens it. bending the trajectory of how knowledge is acquired, stored, and applied. This is why when we study the brain and the mind, curiosity stands out not as a side note, but as the hidden driver of human intelligence. With these mechanisms in mind, let's examine the broader research and theories that support the hidden link between curiosity and intelligence. Research consistently reveals that curiosity is a hidden driver of intelligence. Studies show curiosity-driven learners not only acquire more knowledge, but also retain it longer and apply it more creatively. For example, a 2014 Nature Neuroscience study found that curiosity enhanced memory by 20-30%, even for unrelated information, showing how curiosity expands the brain's learning capacity. Curiosity also predicts performance beyond IQ. A study in motivation and emotion found that students were 25-40% more likely to master complex STEM concepts. Additionally, curiosity correlates with creativity, problem solving, and emotional resilience, traits critical to adaptive intelligence. This research suggests a powerful insight. The hidden link between curiosity and intelligence is measurable, neurological, and practical. By fostering curiosity, we can consciously amplify our cognitive abilities. Extensive research supports the link between curiosity and intelligence. For instance, a study published in Trends in Neurosciences found that curiosity-driven exploration enhances learning and memory by engaging the brain's reward system. Additionally, research in Psychology Today suggests that curiosity is not only linked to intelligence, but also to creativity and emotional resilience. These findings align with the information gap theory proposed by George Loewenstein, which posits that curiosity arises when we perceive a gap in our knowledge, motivating us to seek closure. This drive to fill knowledge gaps is a fundamental aspect of intelligent behavior. Moreover, curiosity is associated with high performance in both academic and work settings. There is evidence to suggest an upward spiraling relationship between curiosity and knowledge. The more we learn, the more we want to learn, and so on. Understanding this link is not enough, so how can we apply it in our own lives to develop intelligence? Harnessing curiosity can actively enhance intelligence. To do so, embrace uncertainty, ask deeper questions, and pursue interdisciplinary learning. Engage in creative activities that will stimulate your neural pathways while reflecting on your discoveries strengthens memory and cognitive flexibility. Cultivating curiosity, you actually training your intelligence to grow continuously, turning the hidden link between curiosity and intelligence into a tangible skill set. This way, curiosity is not just a personality trait, it is a cognitive tool, a mechanism through intelligence is cultivated, expanded, and applied across domains. Understanding this connection between curiosity and intelligence gives you the power to intentionally cultivate both. Instead of treating curiosity as a fleeting impulse, you can train it like a muscle, like you would do with any muscle. The process begins with questions we ask, moving beyond simple what questions into deeper why, how, when, or where questions. When you embrace uncertainty, view unfamiliar situations as opportunities rather than a threat. Research shows that tackling complex problems stretches our cognitive pathways, while diversifying experiences, whether exploring new cultures, new ideas, or new disciplines that will broaden the brain's ability to connect seemingly to unrelated concepts. Through creative activities like writing, drawing, or music, it serves as a fuel activating your curiosity, while also enhancing your memory and your flexible thinking. Even mistakes become valuable when reframed as experiments. Each misstep provides data that strengthens the feedback loop between exploration and learning. By understanding and nurturing this hidden link, we can unlock the full potential of our minds. By cultivating curiosity, you're not just gaining knowledge, you're training your intelligence to grow continuously. You don't just accumulate intelligence, you expand your curiosity. Curiosity and intelligence are inseparable, each fueling the other in a lifelong cycle of growth. So does curiosity make you smarter, or does intelligence make you curious? Share your thoughts in the comments, and if this sparked your curiosity, subscribe for more explorations into the mind's hidden powers. Curiosity is more than a trait, it's the hidden key to intelligence. By asking questions, exploring the unknown, and embracing learning, we can continuously grow our minds. Before you go, just remember this. Curiosity might be the very force that shapes our minds, the hidden link between curiosity and intelligence that has driven human learning, discovery, and innovation. So what did you explore today?